So here we are at the Mad River and Nickel Plate Road Railroad Museum in Bellevue, Ohio. There is a lot of cool stuff here to explore, and I'm going to vlog parts of it. Let's see here. Nickel Plate high-speed service. This is an extended view caboose, number 1047. Real quick, there's also these little rails embedded in the ground right here. These little tiny, like, narrow gauge rails. It's very funny. I like that. So yeah, there's that one. There is the Wheeling and Lake Erie caboose as well. This big yellow boy, 0911. Oh, look at that, a Norfolk Southern banner. All kinds of cool stuff here. Railway Express Agency. New York Central System. New York Central boards. NNW Safety Board. Right up here are these big signals. Look at these things. Nickel Plate Road overhang sign. This little cart right here. I'll admit I don't know a lot about all of this, but you know, hey, it's still cool nonetheless. You can go in both of these cabooses. Go in the Nickel Plate one here. Real quick, sign for the Lima Locomotive Works. I've actually been to that site where it used to be. Sadly, there's nothing left but just flat concrete. So, number 757. Full name of the Nickel Plate, the New York, Chicago, and St. Louis Railroad. Back in this room here, you can see Lakeshore Electric Railway streetcar or interurban car. And zooming out a bit, this is an old steam locomotive. This is a replica of the original anyway. This one's just made out of wood and plastic, so it's very fragile. Built by Baltimore and Ohio for a steam show. Over there are bells. The big bell, the one that's angled a little bit, is the one that was on the locomotive that carried Abraham Lincoln's funeral train through Ohio. So let's go up here into the Nickel Plate caboose. A section of this video might get cut if there's too many people talking. I should say that out loud. This is the inside of the Nickel Plate caboose. Got your lamps. Instructions for operating the handbrakes. Ooh. All sorts of cool stuff. There's obviously the stove. Here's where the crews would sit and observe the train. Over here, a little couch or bed if someone wants to take a nap. A little workman station here. A lot of neat stuff. Get a close up of that for people that are interested. You can just pause the video and read it. Safety first. shall move on toward the coach cars. So we have this. This is a Silver Dome. It is a prototype dome car. That's why the dome looks a little funky. I've never seen a dome car, so it looks fine for me, but you know. Here's an old Amtrak passenger car. You can see how they're connected right there. They're still sitting on their rails. Oh, that faded Amtrak logo. This is car number 8002. It's very faded. Amtrak. More Amtrak. And you see the rails just go right out the door here. There's the exit door. So they got this little maintenance cart here on the rails. It's kind of cute. There's the exit to this thing, which is a nickel plate passenger car. Or I guess a restored nickel plate because you got the logo here, then you had the patched over Amtrak logo right there. So, I don't know, number 105, Nickel Plate Road. There's where they join up, where it meets a Pullman car. Try and get a nice full view of this here. It's an Erie car. There is not a lot of room here for wide shots, but you know, do the best we can here. Little Erie right there. And yeah, we're near the road, so car noises. American Life number 6. The automobile returns once again after murdering the passenger train line. He returns to ruin this walk a bit. Thank you, cars. There's that other Pullman logo right there. We can actually go into these passenger cars, which we'll be doing momentarily. Okay, here's the other end of the... Yeah, these Amtrak cars are under renovation at the moment. So here's where we get on this Amtrak. Although we are not actually taking the Amtrak. The Silver Dome closed for renovations. That's the Burlington Silver Dome too. But we can go in here. I've never actually been in a passenger car before. This is my first time. So please do not sit in the seats. Thank you. This is cool. You got seats. You got these beds. Oh, these are nice. Nice view. Just imagine a freight train whizzing by. No smoking except in lounges or washrooms. Is anyone else old enough to remember back in the day when you had smoking and non-smoking sections in the restaurants? I sure do. I was kind of at the tail end of that. National Geographic in here. Oh, this is a cool little bed. I am probably way too tall for this. There's some interesting stuff in here. Further back. Penn Central. I just saw that Heritage unit in Marion yesterday. This is so cool, though. See all of this in here. The curtains are on this. Erie, American Life. Go ahead and read that if you want. As we make our way further back. There's my reflection in the mirror. Ooh, anybody want an Altoids? Ooh, yummy. Or a Heath bar? Mm-mm. Okay, that was a railroad. That was a horn I just heard. Hold on a minute. I think this is the end of the passenger car anyway. I definitely just heard that horn blast. What do we got coming out here? I'm sorry for interrupting the vlog, but I am a rail fan at heart, so, you know. That's a very loud horn. I'm a very loud boy. I have to go back through the museum to go see who it is. Exit is over here. Oh. Bright daylight. Visit historical Bellevue. We have which way is he coming? Something over there on the NS line. And yeah, these tracks here in front of me are mainline Norfolk Southern lines. There's supposed to be an Operation Lifesaver locomotive coming through at some point today, but who knows when that is. I hear gates going down. Over that way, I can see the flashing lights. I hear him chugging along. Is he coming this way or going straight? Probably going straight. Walk over here, see what we got. Sorry if you can't see very well, but about the closest I can get. Unless he comes this way. No complaints there. Canadian National on him. We're gonna Alright, so I've paused the vlog because here comes the Norfolk Southern with a Canadian National. Love me a CN. Let's see if we can get a horn show. And I'm not going to show it on video, but the Norfolk Southern crew truck just parked up right next to me. Inspections or something. Definitely a more informal video than my normal ones, so there's a dark door. Out here. You can see a bit. Starting to train towards that Seaboard Coastline for the Family Line system hopper. I've seen some Conrail marks. Looking for more of the uncommon ones though. Boxcar might be an interesting one. Let's see. I don't know every reporting mark, but the MTNR. Steel Dynamic. If they stop, I'll probably just go back to the museum. So, we'll see. But I think both GATX and Pro-Port tank cars. Here comes a scrap gondola. A few of them. Middle one's a Norfolk and Western. Distance. Always love auto racks. A good gallery of who's who for rail companies. A fair chance of seeing fallen flag auto racks as well for old designs. Hey, that white hopper that just went by was a Union Pacific one. Norfolk Southern covers on a Norfolk and Western gondola for a coiled flat car, whatever. They're technical gondolas. Here come the auto rack. Nice. That's why this thing doesn't have a mid-train DPU. Here comes Conrail. Gotta love our Conrail fallen flag. Is there anything about auto racks having fallen flags? First one's a Conrail. Here comes the Norfolk Southern. There's a few Norfolk Southerns actually. I don't know how much of this is getting picked up in terms of audio, but whatever. And after the Norfolk Southerns is another Conrail. Look at that. Bookends. Conrail, a few Norfolk Southerns, and another Conrail. That guy's going somewhere fast. And here comes another Norfolk Southern autorack with one of its doors open. Or just straight up missing, I think. Huh. Alright. Missing the door. He's going to back into the yard. There's a blinky yellow light down there. Maybe. See flashing yellow at least. So. Probably once he stops, I'll go back to the museum and film him reversing. That'll probably take way longer than him pulling out. And what was I saying about mid-train DPU? There it is, and it's a Canadian National. And it's another NS with a door open. NS, what are you doing, buddy? Job. But they're gonna back it up and break the train out. I didn't bring my radio, so I can't listen to what they're saying. Railway. I might be seeing them around Memorial Day. They'll have an end of train DPU as well. With all the stuff he's hauling. He's getting on the Fostoria district. No end of train DPU. What is this kind of wacky high top gondola? 40. Alright, back at the Mad River Nickel Plate Museum. We're crossing the main line to go check out some of the stuff in their coach yard here. The former Lakeshore and Michigan Southern Railroad coach yard. So the first thing is this Baltimore and Ohio caboose, number C2424. That's for anyone that wants to read it. And then we also have Norfolk and Western 2349. Someone's name on it. Google N&W. Good old high hood. Stop right here on a buffer. Going down there shortly. Let's come over here. Look at these cabooses. Red caboose right here of the Norfolk and Western. Bay window caboose. Number 557981. Let's walk down here. Got another bay window caboose behind it of the New York Central System. 20480. And behind that we have the extended view caboose, similar to the one we went in earlier, but this one we can't go in, unfortunately. It's another nickel plate road. It's a red one, 783, and it's got a radio in it. Very nice. Alrighty. So let's come down here and see what they got down here. There are some switchers, some tonner, looks like a little tonner and something else. And on the way back up, we'll swing by the station and the assorted passenger cars that they got. This beautiful little garden right here. On the main show, which is the trains. So we have this switcher. Doesn't have any reporting marks. It's number 864. No reporting marks though. I'm guessing it's for the museum. And then switcher number 2 here, which I believe is an SW7 industrial switcher. I believe that's what this is. I have a few of these on the HO scale. But I'm not sure what this green and yellow one is. So feel free to tell me in the comments if any of you know what it is. Yeah. Very nice. Gotta love our little switchers. Flipping over here, we've got a nickel plate road boxcar. NKP 52252. And it's got its little NYC St. Louis up there. And in here we have a Norfolk and Western Railway Express Agency 1372 car. I believe this is a mail courier car. Transport mail. I believe that's what these are for. I'm not entirely sure. I believe that's what these are. So continuing down the tracks here. Continuing down here, we got some other sort of cool stuff out here. This is their workshop area. There's an NS. I'm not entirely sure what this is. Some kind of crew car, I would imagine. Maybe some crew transportation car. If anyone knows, tell me. Looks like it was originally MW, NW, MW. I'm not sure. And there's this locomotive that looks like it's undergoing some maintenance. There's the fact that its cab appears to be missing, number 343. Nice little guy. And over here we have a Norfolk and Western maintenance away vehicle. This is a maintenance crane. Attached rail car to grab stuff out of. And then a little bit further down, there's a couple more coach cars that are not entirely sure what they are. I think the blue one's a nickel plate, and the other one's a mail car, TSCX 9110. And then way further down, they've got a few more rail cars and a caboose. So that's a little further to walk, so it's cool seeing one of these crane cars in person. So I'll walk on back towards the old passenger or freight station, rather. This is the old Nickel Plate Road freight station. Another horn. I'm not going to break that one. Road closed due to tracking. See what on the side of that Operation Lifesaver. No idea. Over here. Here's the other side of that Norfolk and Western Railway Express Agency car. And the nickel plate box car. Here is a Nickel Plate Road semi-trailer. Very nice to see. There's also another one behind there, a blue one. It's a little harder to see. This is their restoration building over here. Although the track for it has been disconnected, so I'm guessing they probably don't use that anymore. But over here, New York District Central maintenance of waste snowplow car. This thing is cool. Snowplow was built in Ridgeway, Pennsylvania. Purchased from a scrapper, very nice. Do not operate this in third rail zone. Here comes a train up the Sandusky district. I hear it. Or it's either on the Fostoria or the Sandusky district. Anyway. NNW safety inspection car. Number 402. Do not hump. Do not hump this car. I know you foamers are probably wanting to hump it, but don't actually do that. Here's an Illinois Central, or an old ex-Illinois Central, my guess would be RPCX 5688. It's a passenger car. We have this thing. Kind of looks like a narrow gauge, maybe? I don't know what this is. Let's go find out. Ooh, it's getting windy. There, across the gates. There comes a train flying up. Nickel Plate Road Diner Lounge. Watch has a bunch of foreign power on it. I swear. No, just your standard Norfolk Southern blood out. Alright, I don't have to feel guilty about missing that. This is another RPCX. It's number 7. As it says up there, formerly of the Penn Central. Looks like another manifest train passing by. And we are back to our good old boy, the Norfolk and Western. I'll have to see if I can find this locomotive in HO scale. I'll have to do that for all the locomotives they have here. It'd be cool to get some of these. Especially like this NW. Alright, we're gonna head back over to the other part of the Railway Museum, the part where we can actually get in some rail cars. As we listen to the calm, dulcet tones of a Norfolk Southern manifest freight train. And wonder, dude, where the frick frack is my special interest heritage unit? Where's my Operation Lifesaver at? Does Norfolk Southern know where it is? Probably not. They probably dropped it off somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Oh well. Onwards and upwards, some more museum stuff. Inside. It's Thomas the Tank Engine. Why does he look creepy? Uh-oh. Photos of the nickel plate here in Bellevue. Alright, let's get out here and see what we got. We have a Plymouth switcher 18-ton switcher built in 1943 for the Defense Department. Oh, this is an old Army train. Or an old Army locomotive. Kind of see his guts hanging out there. I love these little guys. Again, we love switchers. You see there's the interior of him. Very simple, easy to use. I hate to be the guy that has to drive it though, because I bet that engine gets hot. L&H 2-bay hopper. Found in an abandoned limestone quarry in Forest, Ohio. I have a few of these in HO scale. I've got a couple Canadian Nationals and a blank black one just like this. Wacky railroad crossing sign. Oh look, what road is it? It's the Milwaukee Road. Passenger car number 618. Let's see as we zoom around. The steam locomotive. The Chicago and Eastern Illinois, number 7. CEI. This. I should go up and see the inside of it. Woo-wee. Spot for the driver. I don't want to sit in that chair. Let's sit here. Man, this is cool as hell to see. Let me take it. What road? The Milwaukee Road, of course. It's Milwaukee Road boxcar here. Your X. It's a mechanical reefer car. URTX for the Union Refrigerator Transit Company. We're in 37351. Let's go inside. For anybody here? There's a lot of cool displays. Let me see, they've got, it's a Triple Crown Intermodal. Union Pacific. Steamer here. Got some HO scale nickel plate switcher. Very nice. Union Pacific reefer, NKP sort of cars. In the back I see a Norfolk Southern, the GP38, and some other assorted HO scale stuff here. Here it goes. We'll get another Norfolk Southern train. Look at that, the coach, although it's missing its A unit. That's cool. Ohio. A little bit of Seaboard Coastline switcher. And Seaboard Coastline locomotive here. SC40-2cc in Conrail. Some more Conrail. And more Conrail. What's better than Conrail? More Conrail. Spirit of 76. Those are cool locomotives. There's CSX and the YN2 paint scheme. Seaboard Coastline locomotives. Oh, there's the Chessy Kitten. Atlantic Coastline, Illinois Central. There's a lot of interesting stuff in here. Let's go see what else they got. Another nickel plate road. This one's a bay window caboose though. Let's see here. They have this little thing. Just some hand carts. Bellevue Railway Express Agency right here. Trains would pull up, park here. Another nickel plate road boxcar. This one is a Wheeling Lake Erie Lesser. This is the least one. There's a tank car right here. Big old tank car. Let's see what it says here. Go. Plate road. Let's think about this one. There you go. Another train. Let's see what's in here. Nickel plate road. Very cool. These are passenger cars. New York, Chicago, and St. Louis. Oh, nickel plate. I have not seen one of those. I'll see if I can find one of those. Of course, the old Bellevue Tower display board. Let's see. Here we have yet another URTX reefer. Another mechanical reefer. It's a little yellow color. Let's go up inside and see what it's got. A lot of assorted tools. Donated by GetX. Here comes a train. I'm gonna miss it. Oh well. There's this thing. I don't know what kind of rail car this one is. And here's wooden reefer car. Ah, the Fruit Grove Express. One moment. Here's the inside of the Wabash locomotive they have here. Door does not open. You can sit in the cab here. Feeling like we're driving a train. Oh, there's a car on our way. More importantly, there's a station on our way. This place needs to be vacuumed. Cab of an old Streamliner diesel. Get out of here, some. Ooh, it's a Norfolk Southern coal train. You see it heading down. That'll eventually probably go through Columbus if they're not hopping on the Fostoria district. I think they're going too fast to get on Fostoria, so. Anyway. Wabash. Info card for that. I'll have to see if this locomotive is in HO scale, and if so, I might get it. Let's walk over here and see what else they got. This thing. It's a Norfolk and Western equipment maintenance instruction car. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I assume this is like a training vehicle. Train. Not the best view, but I mean, you get the idea. Aside from the coal train here, here's the tracks they use to access the museum. Of course, it's all very overgrown and probably not in use anymore, but still kind of neat to see. And there's the end of the coal train, so. Alright, what we got over here? We have a, you can't really see off the side here, but we have a Baltimore and Ohio switcher and a Norfolk and Western caboose. Let's go check out the caboose. This is very beat up rail. I'll have to look on this for some dates. These random people. Interior of the N&W caboose. There you go. Another stove. Workstations. Now, here are windows we can actually get up in. Of course, you can't see out of these, but you know, the lot is still there anyway. Now this is riding in comfort. Here's all the aspects. Leave it at the time anyway. Alright, hop down. I'll see if I can get a better shot of that without the window reflection. Explosion of 2 torpedoes. We got U-boats in here. All right, let's go check out the passenger cars. Lakeshore, Michigan Southern, PRR, Boston and Maine, more New York Central. Oh boy. Hartwell Railway Company. Oh. Erie and Pittsburgh. Western Pacific. More Atlantic and seaboard coastlines. Pieces of rail. A lot of emblems out here. Canadian Pacific. Hey, Bangor and Aroostook. The poor lads that were screwed over by the Penn Central. Rail service here. A lot of photos. KCS, SCL, and Great Northern. There's a vintage railway map of Ohio. Here is cool. Now, the light will not reflect. All these little railway metal pins. We got Great Northern, Chesapeake, Ohio, Baltimore, Ohio, Southern Pacific, Southern, Chicago, Great Western, Atlantic Coastline, Seaboard Airline, New York, Chicago, and St. Louis are nickel plate, Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western, Pennsylvania, Grand Trunk Western, Missouri, Kansas, Texas, Western Pacific, Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe, Erie, Northern Pacific, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, Chicago, Rock Island Pacific, Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Paul and Pacific, Union Pacific, Wabash, Reading, Chicago and Northwestern, Chicago and Eastern Illinois, New York Central, Illinois Central, and Missouri Pacific. Let's see what else. Pittsburgh, Somerville, Clarion, Lehigh Valley, Jamestown, Westfield, Northwestern, Jackson, Coal Railroad, PRR regional map. Oh boy. Buckeye region, Lake region. The Panhandle route. Erie, Ohio. Oh man, there's a lot of everything here. I'm way zoomed in. Okay, National Cotton Belt. A lot of signs. Hey, the New Haven. You know, it's pretty easy to make fun of Penn Central, but even Penn Central didn't want the New Haven. They knew the New Haven was a dumpster fire, and they didn't want it. There's a lot of these certificates here. Railway Company of Pennsylvania, Michigan Central, Baltimore and Ohio Southwestern, Gulf Mobile in Ohio. Oh man, there's more pins. A lot of pins. Historic Everett, FEC, New York Central System, Amtrak, New York Central Lines, Peoria and Eastern, New Haven, Pennsylvania, Pullman, Western Maryland, Penn Central, or Penn Central, Frisco, Canadian Pacific, Southern, Bessemer and Lake Erie, Wabash, Lehigh Valley, Great Northern, Burlington Northern, Canadian Pacific, Denver and Rio Grande, Cambria and Indiana, Chicago, Outer Belt, Shamoot, Manon, Buffalo, Rochester and Pittsburgh, Grange and Western, Pittsburgh and West Virginia, Rock Island again. There's a lot of them. A lot of railways have existed over the course of North American history. Can't tell what that means. Alright, last of these passenger cars here. Door. Look at that painted right on there. New York Central System. And daylight. Ah, the light. It burns, it burns. Oh boy, what do we got here? Here's a PRR, United States Mail Railway Post Service. Here's the mail car. And here's the TCSX collection. Okay. Go into PRR here. You go through all that. Might wait on that. Nickel Plate Road. Dynamometer car. And there's people being loud. There's Nickel Plate Road number 329. We can actually go in this one. We're gonna go in this one. where the engineer sits. Would have sat. All the notes for this. Here comes another train. Not sure where from. That's a little. What's Road 29? Here's the front. I'll have to see if I can find this thing in HO. Here's Nickel Plate Road number 900. Let's see what we got. Alright, so that was a Norfolk Southern Manifest with a remote controlled cab as a second. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Anyway, back to the railroad, back to museum. Here we have a Milwaukee Road locomotive. Not sure what exactly this is. And then there's also this little one right here in the front. Milwaukee Road number 740. H1244. 75 units. Of course, here's the NKP 900 again. Okay. I think we're almost done here. Walking to the back here. Let's see. NKP number 900. This thing. Wooden gondola. And a nickel plate road caboose. NKP museum car. Here's the bay window caboose. You can actually go up inside. Nice little area. Sit over here and just look out the windows. Your stove. All of this. Yeah. Blue Louisville and Nashville. And there's this thing. This transit car here. Troop sleeper. Yep. Those do not look very comfortable. Last, certainly not least, the Baltimore and Ohio switcher. I'll have to see if I can find this thing in HO as well. Number 9096. That will conclude our adventure to the Mad River Nickel Plate Railroad Museum. See y'all in the next one.